friends.
Oh, that's social networking jazz.
Social networking jazz.
Yep.
I like how you class it up by doing that social networking jazz. That's kind of like your thing.
Yeah. Hey, I was asking, you know those Star Wars that VHS set you have?
I do.
Is that are those the originals that George Lucas is those are the ones, right?
With the no fuckery.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the only problem with these they're the 4x3s.
Oh, whatever.
That's the only issue.
Yeah.
But we grew up watching 4x3s, so it doesn't really bum me out too much.
Yeah.
But if you want to hear us talk about more shit like that, you got to like, share, and subscribe.
You have to
And watch the other 3 or 4 episodes of Safe Words that are up right now. Because there's a bunch of them.
Oh, yeah.
So listen to those, and we're going to move on and do the rest of our podcast.
Exactly.
Which is probably starting now.
No.
We'll go listen to that one, too.
Yep.
Nice. Oh, that was a clap sync.
Yeah.
At Backside Attack.
Advix Abe.
How's your day going?
I don't know. Pretty boring. Just didn't really do much. It just worked out in the morning, and then I didn't do much. I played Halo, and then I took a shower, did some laundry.
I was human.
Yeah, I did. I don't know. Just did like things around the house and listened to Nine Inch Nails a little bit.
That's all right.
That's all I did.
Some dark shit because we live in dark times.
Yeah, I was listening to Pretty Hate Machine.
Okay.
Yeah, so then I was like, I haven't heard that album in a while, so.
I'm just checking to see where we're at.
All right.
We're good to go. My paranoia always for regular watchers, they know that I'm paranoid.
Yeah.
I always take a look to make sure all our shit's running.
Yeah. Well, you do this for a living, right? So.
Yeah, I wish, right? It'd be nice. I mean, a lot of people do. Mm-hmm. They do this for a living, and I mean the old Rogans.
Well, I guess I should say for a living, but this is your area of expertise. So.
Oh, you mean outside of video production?
Yes,
is something I do to make money.
Yeah. So this is like you like to have it like perfect.
You would be surprised at how little effort I put into this when it comes to how good it looks. Like the audio, I try to make sure we sound really good.
Yeah.
I try to make sure that camera's up, that we can actually be seen if somebody's watching on YouTube. But when it comes to actually doing the processing to make the colors pop or whatever, very little.
Did you say processing?
Yeah, the actual processing of the footage.
Okay.
Why?
Oh no, say like processing.
Processing.
You could also say it as processing.
I guess you could.
I guess you could, yeah.
Yeah, you could.
Processing.
Processor.
Yeah, you need
a
to
processor.
Yeah, process. Go through the process. Go through the process.
The process. Yeah, I've always been a process guy.
Yeah, process. I think I'm a process guy.
I think you might be.
I think I might be, yeah.
Are you a data guy or a data guy?
Data.
Data.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a data guy.
Yeah.
I can't say data.
Data.
To me, data sounds weird.
All this data is irritating. No, I say data.
Yeah. Is that a Star Trek thing?
Yeah, it's a Star Trek thing for me.
Do you think it's Star Trek? Do you think it's a Star Trek thing for most people in a post-data world?
I think so. If you watch Star Trek and listen to the way like Picard says it to him, he doesn't say
data.
No,
he doesn't say
data.
In fact, Data corrected what's her name, the second Doctor.
Yeah,
was that Pulaski? It was Pulaski, right? And she's like, Data. And he's, well, my name is Data. It's like, what's the difference? One is my name, the other is not.
Yeah.
He's hardcore.
It is Data. You know why it is Data? Because it's D-A. After the T, there's another vowel, so that makes the A sound like an A.
Yeah, you are a grammar junkie with that sense. Because we did something else where you're like, no, the alphabet. Whereas like X, Y, Z, and you gave me the reason as to why it's like all
the phonetics. Yeah, so
the phonetics, right?
So like the easy way to remember it is that if there is the letter that's, let's say it's a D-A-T-A, right? So the letter after the T, if it's a vowel, that means you pronounce it like how it's spelled it's pronounced in the alphabet, like date.
Okay.
D-A-T-E. The E is a vowel before after the T, so that's A. Yeah.
Okay, so in what instance is there not a vowel?
If the letter after the T after the letter after the vowel,
right there on the book, it's not aind.
Yeah.
And.
So
A as opposed to a.
Yeah. Like obviously, yeah. Like there's obviously like ways that.
No, but it makes sense in that right there. I mean, in that whole book, there's probably like titles here that where you're like motorcycle.
Yeah.
Well, it's motorcycle.
Yeah, like
because the O sound comes out with a vowel.
Oh, right, like right here, right. If that was not a vowel, that'd be another pronunciation of it.
I pride myself on loving words and appreciating. Why am I trumping out? Why am I doing that? on enjoying. I think because I was making fun of them.
Yeah.
But I pride myself on enjoying like the form, like grammar, being correct in the way you write and spell.
I just like to be phonetically correct.
I'm glad that you're there to do that.
Yeah, like I just because I can't, like, especially like for Punjabi, right? I can't speak it at all, right? But I'm not good at it. Like I can't like carry on a conversation with someone.
But you do understand it incoming.
I can understand it, but if I have to speak it, the little that I know, it sounds correct.
Okay.
So the sound of it is like they're like, okay, wow, that's how you're supposed to say it.
Your enunciation and pronunciation.
So that's correct, but like the amount that I can speak is lacking.
That's rough.
Yeah.
That is rough. I could not imagine being fluent in 2 languages and passable in 2 languages. I could not imagine not having a second language. Like when I went to India, man, that saved my ass. Because there were times I was absolutely certain I was gonna get ripped off. I'm like, man, hold off on the Hindi for a little while and make sure they think you're a total tool. Make sure they think that you're foreign, you're a foreigner, you're just some tourist, and then break out the Hindi.
Yeah, see, you're lucky because you're fluent in Hindi, right?
I'm fluent, yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm not fluent in Punjabi at all.
Well, I mean, but the incoming is there. So if somebody's talking about you.
Kind of. Yeah, like wow. I'd say not like, I think my Punjabi is like the understanding of it is like maybe 30%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, I think it's maybe time for you to start thinking in Punjabi.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's
like, I mean, deliberately force it into your head. Like, be conversational with yourself.
Yeah, that's probably the way to. If I was going to do it, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
But I haven't. I don't like. It's like hands down. I'm probably the worst of my family.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really. I guess I never had the need to speak it.
Yeah. Well, your grandfather was fluent, so you didn't have to like.
Fluent. Like I obviously like.
Fluent English, I mean.
He was fluent in English.
So you weren't forced to speak to an elder relative.
Yeah,
only in one.
Yeah, exactly. My parents never like forced it on me. But there's I didn't. I guess I didn't really like. There was nothing forcing me to use it, so that's why I never really took to it.
Man, that's I guess so, right? I mean, I think most people are like that. It's one of those things where it's very easy to be like, that sucks, bro. But I think most people who have a parent who is fluent in one language, these days especially, it seems like anyway, because there are very few members of our family who are completely fluent. I think there's like 7 of us who are like hardcore fluent out of 100. So I mean, it is. I can see why.
Yeah, I wish I could. I guess at the very least, I wish I could understand it, like all of it.
Yeah, that is handy.
Yeah, like but speaking it doesn't really matter because I'm never gonna. I probably will never use it, but like, but understanding it completely would be great.
Would be pretty rad.
Yeah, so that's something I have to force myself to do. So.
Yeah, I think it's definitely one of those things you gotta get into your head to make a point. And a lot of times, whenever I am not speaking Hindi for a long time. It's something I definitely on purpose will start thinking in my head.
Yeah.
Like if I haven't spoken in Hindi to my mom for a while, like she's out of town where I'm not talking to somebody all the time, I'll start like talking to myself in Hindi on purpose. It's a weird thing. And then it gets to the point sometimes when you're by yourself and you'll notice that you're thinking in Hindi. It's weird. It's like you'll catch yourself thinking in 2 languages. You're like, oh, that's fucked up.
Well, no, as long as it works.
Yeah, man.
I don't really. I never did it. Yeah, I don't know why. It'd be something to like look into though.
Now, do you have French?
I forgot all of it.
You forgot it all,
Yeah.
But in school you were pretty good.
In school, I was excellent.
Huh.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, it'd be kind of cool. Like I'm pretty good.
Actually, I shouldn't say that. I was great in grade 7 and 8. In grade 9,
that was it.
Grade 9 because I knew that it didn't count towards my final mark, so I didn't care.
Everybody
did that.
Yeah, it was everybody. Everybody's like, you know what? Fuck it.
Yeah, so
I don't care.
Yeah, so I just stripped it all back. But and now it is like I'm just living with regret because like I should have learned it.
Yeah, French is pretty great. I'm really bad at like Strangler is fluent. He's French. So the old Southside Strangler there, Luke, he's French. So it's funny when there are people in the room who don't know. Like we had a few instances when we were working with a couple guys who were also like French, like Quebecois French, and Strangler would start breaking out the hard French, and they'd be like, "Yeah, what the fuck? What did I say around this guy?" It's like, oh shit, no, he's fluent because his parents, they're all like that's their first language, right?
Yeah.
So he's extremely fluent, but he kind of always jokes that like I don't know if he's the one who said it first or somebody else mentioned it, but I am like carton French. So like if you give me a milk carton, I can read the French side and know what it says.
Oh yeah.
But like that's not how you speak French.
No. Yeah.
I kind of label French.
Yeah.
So like I always like I'll say things around French people like, what's the mode d'emploi of this thing? And it's like, what what did you say? Like I call beef jerky biftec. Like I'll say weird shit like that, right?
Okay.
But I can fake my way through pretending to have really broken French. But I can understand a lot of it incoming, but I can't speak it fluently to somebody.
Yeah.
If somebody tries to explain something to me, I can pick it up.
You know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of is in Trailer Park Boys when Ricky was trying to like give directions, but he doesn't know how to do it because he's so stupid.
Yeah.
So the Bubbles was trying to explain it to him, to the crowd, to the audience. Cause they have those like things where he like Bubbles was like
He'll break the fourth wall.
yeah, you break the fourth wall, and he's like, well, Ricky never learned how to speak English and give directions like a normal human being. So what he did was that, but Ricky likes to cook, so all he would do is like read directions on a recipe, and that's how he lives his life. And so they pan to Ricky where he's trying to,
And he's giving directions in English.
yeah, and he's telling people, and he's like, okay, like you can see his directions. He's like, he had to move like a bunch of wheat or something, right? Before Jillian found out about it. And it says, get rid of this, tell Corey and Trevor to fuck off. Step number 1.
It's all steps, like ingredients on how to.
He's like, Bubbles, we're behind on the list. He's like, fuck
God.
it, the list is fucked.
God, I love stupid people so much.
I love them.
I mean, they can be really frustrating if you've got to work with them, but sometimes, like, just watching stupid people navigate the world, man, as long as they're not getting in my way in a lineup, I enjoy watching dummies.
Yeah.
That's why cringe comedy does so well, right? Like, The Office did well because it was cringy, and you're watching stupid people navigate the real world.
Yeah, Office has a lot of cringy moments. Like, even when Michael, like, when he does that cringing face, like...
Oh, yeah. That face is the audience all the time.
Yeah, because there's moments in that show you just put your head down, you're like, oh shit, I can't even watch this. Yeah.
Dude, it's such good cringe though. Like it's so much good cringe in that show. I just started watching Community again because all of a sudden this week because the Corona.
Yeah, that's right.
It's on Netflix, and Community has got so many Number one, I think it might be one of the best shows, most underrated shows of all time.
Community is awesome. Yeah.
It's incredible. But like for heart and for cringe and for all that shit, for idiots trying to navigate around normal people, fuck, it's terrific.
Oh yeah, you know what's
so good.
You know what they just released as well on YouTube? G.I. Joe, the cartoon.
Like the cartoon.
The 80s one.
Get out of town.
The Hasbro released them all on YouTube.
Free to watch.
Free to watch.
Damn, that's a good run.
Yeah.
That's a good run of shows.
And I think and they've always been on, but now it's more like it's officially on there.
It's officially on there.
Another one is all the Kenny versus Spenny episodes they re-released. Kenny Hotz unleashed them on YouTube again.
That is pretty rad.
Yeah.
That is again, like if anybody knows this show, if anybody knows what you enjoy, what Backside Attack is a fan of, it's like Kenny versus Spenny, I think is number 1.
Oh yeah.
I think when it comes to content that you will go back to over and over again that we talk about, that is just, and it's totally worth watching. It's just two psychopaths.
Yeah, it's like it's so crude and but there's something to be said about guys who are just like living their own nightmare.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's such a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Because really, it is two self-made hells.
Yeah. And they're stuck there, and they're stuck.
And
they were stuck together.
God, that is bonkers.
I remember, like Ken even said it, like when he was on on Conan O'Brien's show. He said, like, yeah, because we're stuck in our own personal hell. And then Conan goes, yeah, that's welcome to my world.
I do welcome to my world, man. I do remember watching when he was on Conan. And I was surprised that he was on it, but I was so happy, like watching like a guy that we watch in Canada on Canadian television, kind of momentarily break through into US TV and make this like. This moment, this Canada TV moment you got there.
That's that's the call for Halo.
Oh, the Halo. He should know today's podcast day.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Sandy.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Who got mad that we didn't call him friend of the show?
Danny.
Friend of the show. Danny got mad that we didn't call him friend of the show.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'll text.
You can feel free to give him. You can pick that phone up. Tell him.
I'll just text him. I'll be like, we are on podcast.
Hey, speaking of idiots navigating the world, doing idiotic things in somewhat idiotic settings around normal people. Have you gotten into Tiger King yet? I know everybody's talking about it.
Not yet.
Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's in love with it. And I don't think... Okay, so years ago, like 15 years ago, Harry Potter becomes super popular, right? And everybody's reading the Harry Potter books. And I had people tell me, yo, you should read Harry Potter. It's fucking incredible. And because of that, I didn't read Harry Potter.
I didn't either.
Fuck those people. I did the same thing with Game of Thrones. I did the same thing with Star Trek Discovery. Even though like people were like love-hate with that thing. I did not do that with Tiger King because like I didn't see everybody tell me to love it. It showed up on Netflix. I saw a weird looking Joe Dirt face, so I watched it without any input, and they were all right. Everybody's correct. You should definitely watch Tiger King.
I'll watch it. Yeah, it's I really want to see it.
Tiger King, and just for whenever he says words like that bitch Carol Baskin, like when he loses it on this one other prod. Yeah. If anybody hasn't seen it, we won't give it away. Most people have seen it, but it's the concept that Rogan talked about, and a lot of people talk about how there are more tigers and exotic animals, well, mostly like exotic big cats, in captivity in the U.S. than there are anywhere else in the world. Yeah. And this is like the deep dive into that. And I'll tell you straight up, like there are no heroes in this show. No. They're almost all villains. I mean, all the people that are like the subjects. There are a couple of heroes. Like there's one dude who's got no legs, and there's another guy who like runs the park. There's one girl with no arm because of something. Like all these characters, and they're all super sympathetic, and they're like the outside normal observers who are just trying to like live in a mad world. Yeah. Like they're like the sane people trying to navigate this crazy situation they're in, while these like psychopaths go to war with each other.
Is it these animals? There's no like these animals are not like they're not abused or anything, are they? In
Tiger King? Yeah, they're not. I wouldn't say that, and they don't show any outright abuse. And when you watch it, I don't think anybody.
Because that was the one thing that I was kind of like not wanting.
A lot of people, right?
Yeah, I just didn't want to watch because I'm a huge animal.
I'll tell you straight up, you're not going to see any animal abuse. Yeah, you're going to hear about some instances of animal abuse, but you're not going to see anything on the show. Yeah, the abuse comes in the way that they're being bred. In like that's the war that these people are having. Oh, okay. Are they breeding them for the sake of breeding more? Because the cub petting is so lucrative? Or are they breeding them because these are people who just like, it's my God-given right to have tigers, God damn it. It's like these people do that. Their idea of like, free speech, where's my gun, where's my tiger? Yeah. Like that's the main dude. QQ. QQQ. That's the guy. Okay. That's like his angle. And the fight that he's got is the Carol Baskin, who's another like tiger, I guess like conservationist or she's like a PETA type person. Her thing is like, you shouldn't be breeding them to pet them and make all that money doing it. Yeah. Meanwhile, she's got like this weird fake nonprofit shit going on where she's making a shit ton of money by claiming that she rescues tigers. Right?
Oh, so those two they're
at war, man.
They're at war, but they're
Joe Dirt and Joe Exotic and Carol Baskin.
So they're not like
they are not friends.
But also they're not they're, like one is they're both
equally greasy. Yeah. Oh yeah, and you get that from episode 1. Episode 1 is like, okay, here's Joe, and he's a freak. But he's maybe got a good heart, but he's also a psychopath. Yeah. And he's Carol. And she's maybe a freak, and she's got a shady fucking past, and she might also be a psychopath. But this is how they present themselves to the world, and we're going to show you over the course of 5 years how they acted when we had our cameras rolling. This dude rolls up 5 years ago, and he's like, roll tape, and everybody just starts acting, and they're all real people just cringing the shit out in front of the camera, and he's just collecting all this footage over 5 years. And then in, I guess, last year, from late 2014 to late 2019, he just collects footage. And then he turns this into Tiger King.
Oh, cool.
And he puts it on Netflix. It's beautiful.
Nice.
Okay. I think the reason I love it so much is that's like the end game for what I would like to be doing on my own, is doing that kind of filmmaking. Oh, okay. Instead of like, fucking working for you people. No, I love you people. I love my clients. You're terrific human beings. Oh, fuck you all. No, I wouldn't say that. I love you people. But that's like, it's like I get intrigued by watching that. And it doesn't, I think you'd enjoy it because a lot of the stuff we talk about when it comes to filmmaking techniques, they use a lot of that.
Okay, cool.
The drones, like a GH5 strapped to it, flying over the compounds, all that shit. Okay, They do a lot of cool filmmaking techniques in it.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
Yeah, even just from, say, like somebody doesn't want to watch the actual content of the show, and you are an aspiring filmmaker, to see how this guy navigates 5 years to make this documentary and shows you, like, the story he tells, that alone, like, just watching it from a technical aspect is super intriguing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
It's remarkably done. It's really well done, too. But it's remarkable to see how he did it, and it's really well done.
Okay, cool. Did you watch, I think I told you, I think I asked you this a long time ago, did you finish Formula 1 Season 2?
I did not. I got into the entire run of the first episode's intro. I got 10 minutes into it. I was like, this is too good for me not to watch.
So did you watch Season 1?
No, I watched the intro to the first episode of Season 1. Okay. I got up until like all the shots were so pretty, and I was like, I convinced myself that, you know what? You owe it to this show to sit down and watch it properly.
Do it for me.
And then I just didn't do it.
Do it for me.
I should do it for you. And you know what? Now's the time to do it.
Now is the time. Yeah.
All I'm doing is drawing, and I've actually built up a pretty nice little client base. All I'm doing is drawing and watching TV all day long anyway. So
it'll take the same amount of time to go through like for Castlevania. It's the same. It's like they're 45 minutes. They're
Castlevania is terrific.
Yeah.
I should have listened to you from the start. Castlevania is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I actually just started, got through the entire first episode. I went through a roller coaster of like, this is crap, to holy shit, it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
So what season are you on?
See, episode 1, season 1. I just started.
Oh, is that right?
I just started.
Oh man,
I was.
you're in for a treat,
dude. Castlevania starts, and I was convinced it was garbage. Like the first 5 minutes, I'm like, this is shit. This is no fun. What is this stupid Castlevania? And then it just gets dark right away. I mean, like the intro. I don't want to give it away for anybody, but he meets his wife, and you're like, this is garbage. And then something happens, and then you are sucked right in.
Oh yeah, and. Yeah, because season 1 feels like kind of like a movie.
Yeah, the like first episode is a movie.
Yeah, because like season 1 kind of feels like a movie, but then season 2 ramps up like you wouldn't believe. Like it just picks up like you're like, holy shit.
Yeah, I'm on board already.
Yeah, and then season 3 just goes off in another direction. It's incredible.
I'm excited to watch the rest of it. I didn't do Formula 1, but I'm into Castlevania now. It's
both.
Pretty fun.
Do both.
Yeah, I'll probably do them both.
Yeah.
I'll definitely do them both.
Yeah, there's I think Formula 1 is 10 episodes each season, and then Castlevania is 4, 6, and then 10.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun. It's pretty easy to watch these now too, especially because like I've got my little desk set up, I've got my computer up while I'm drawing. I'm just running content on that.
Yeah.
So whenever like Community's been pretty fun to rewatch because I kind of know the whole thing already.
Yeah.
So it's in the side of your head as noise. You'll look up and you chuckle. Britta's dancing. Stupid Britta. She's the worst. And just keep on drawing. But Formula 1 was one of those ones where like I feel like I need to watch it, and Castlevania gotta feel like you kind of gotta watch it.
Yeah,
so that's break time viewing.
Yeah, it's it's one of those. It's Castlevania. Like as soon as you get into the set, like season 2 and especially season 3, it's kind of hard to pick like your favorite character.
Yeah, well, there's so many characters
because there's so many, and like your character, like, especially the 3 heroes, like Trevor Belmont, Alucard, and Sypha. Like it's hard to say like which one is your favorite because they're all. That's the good thing about this show is like every character is phenomenal.
Yeah, they all bring something to the table.
Yeah, and they're like, especially in the fighting sequences, each of them are like the way they direct, they choreograph the fight sequences. Like it's unbelievable.
It's pretty rad. It's really well done too. I mean, it's got that new style meets old style animation.
Yeah.
Like it's not quite cartoony like Astro Boy, but you can see elements of old anime in there, and then you see elements of that's like what was that one studio that did like Dead Leaves and Kill Bill?
Oh,
that really kinetic.
Yeah, I know.
Kinetic or frenetic? That really like dynamic, sweeping, big characters.
Yeah, like there's
Howl's moving castle shit.
Yeah, so so season 1 is like the drawing, like there is a thread that goes through all the animation style.
The style, yeah,
goes through seasons 1, 2, and 3, but it gets better as it progresses.
Well, I mean, it got better in the episode.
Yeah, and so you'll see a gradual progression in like the quality of the animation, but yeah, when season 2 hits, man, holy shit, you'll be like.
Hey, speaking of quality of production, how do you feel about the new look?
I love it.
That's pretty neat, huh?
Yeah.
We got a little new look. I'm working on how we're gonna sit the camera down.
Yeah, this is us basically.
This is basically us in a nutshell.
Yeah.
This is all of our shit, all the stuff we're into, from comic books to cartoons to drawing to movies to cameras to Bruce Lee to, I think even Eric Carl's Caterpillar shit's in there somewhere. Conan the Barbarian.
Yep.
But this is kind of like the shelf that was in the corner there. Moved a bunch of crap out of it, put into this one, put this thing up here. So this is like our new little corner.
Yeah.
This is how the show is going to look now.
Excellent.
So if you're on YouTube, which is the benefit of getting to watch us, is you get to see this awesome background.
Exactly.
New little lighting setup and everything.
Yeah.
We're dynamic. We're beautiful.
Oh, I think I'm gonna.
Hey, hold on. Yeah, we're beautiful.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna. I'll see you on the way here. I'm probably gonna have to shave my head.
You're gonna have to shave your head. Do you? Did you get something, or do you know somebody's going through something?
I can't cut my hair.
Oh, I thought you were going to be noble. Like, I'm going to have to shave my head. And then you're going to give me a story about how somebody you know is going through something?
Yeah, I'm going through something.
It's just selfish.
Yeah.
I can't cut my hair, so you shave my freaking head.
I can't get everything's closed, so you're like, what are you supposed to do?
Right?
So.
The number one, man. Then you go around your entire head. Face, hair, everything. Number one.
Yeah,
That's pretty short. Number 2 is probably the way to go.
I'll probably go number 3.
I guess for like you guys, 'cause I never really had I never had a super thick head of hair. I was always kind of like I mean, not balding, but my hair's always been fairly like easy going, right? But the individual strands are little bastards.
Yeah.
But so I always went number 1 because that seemed to really work for me.
Yeah.
But I can understand with you going like a 2 or 3.
I'll find the longest one I have and just do it that way.
Man, yeah, nobody's getting shit done. Like coronavirus just kicked everybody in the balls.
Yeah, it kills everybody.
It just walked by and said, "Do you have balls?" And you're like, "Yes, I do." It's like, well, boom, there it is.
I know. And I think it's like my style. She has my number.
Man.
So I thought maybe I didn't assume that she'd had like a studio in her own place. So I would go to her place and just get my hair cut.
Yeah, but who else is going there? That's the problem. You don't know who else is going there. I'm sure she's a fine, hygienic human being.
Yeah, she lives right beside my house.
Yeah, right? And then you're a hygienic. You've been pretty much isolating the shit out of yourself. We've all been doing it. But I don't trust the other persons out there. Like, who's going there? Who's hacking all over her? You see people are fucking coughing on other people now?
Yeah.
There are people walking by and coughing on other people, then getting arrested in the States for being a terrorist.
Yeah. Actually, my mom called me the other day and she goes, "Guess what?" I said, "What?" She's like, "I found toilet paper."
Oh, get out of town.
I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, I was at Superstore and then I went to the shelf and there was four big rolls of 24 packs, whatever, right?" I said,
grab them all.
I said, "Did you grab them all?" She's like, "No, I just grabbed one."
Just grab one. That's it. Canada makes everything Canada produces. So we shouldn't have to hoard our shit here. But weirdos are doing it, man. It's like, like I said in the last one, it's like you got a room full of 1,000 people and 10 people are in the corner with the air horns. And they're screaming and they're peeing on the floor.
Yep.
So you can't help but look at those freaks.
Nope.
And those are the same guys who go around and hoard stuff. They're just like, they're hoarding and yelling and they're hilarious. That's the greatest thing ever. I got all this toilet paper. No, calm down, you freak shows.
I know. What are you going to do with... Yeah, everyone has they've stockpiled all this stuff, but like for nuclear winter...
Yeah, pretty much.
Which is not going to come, so...
No. This is not an end-of-the-world scenario. This is a shitty snenario.
Yeah.
But it's not an end-of-the-world scenario.
No, you can still go outside and...
See, Dr. Drew Pinsky?
Yeah.
See how somebody made like a timeline of all the ridiculous shit that he said from the beginning? I will admit that when the coronavirus hit, I'm sticking to it in my theory. I think this is why it's so bad. And it sounds really gross to say, but I think it's the one thing that Drew Pinskys of the world don't notice. They're all saying how it's as bad as... It's just like, it's no worse than the flu. It's like, okay, I'll give that to you. The amount of deaths might not be the same, or it might not be as bad as like a regular flu year. But you're condensing all those deaths that you would get from now to next April, from January to now. That's pretty rough, man.
Yeah.
That's really fucking rough. That's why it's hitting so hard, because all those people who might have like gone another year and a half, but they all have like long-term health issues or, obesity or smoking, or maybe they have respiratory issues that you don't know about. They're all going in such a short window, and they don't get time to get treated if they had just gotten the flu.
Yeah.
They don't get time to recover from the bad flu or maybe go to the hospital and get on a ventilator. Instead, they're all going now.
Yeah.
And that's why it's just so awful. They don't seem to understand that. Like it's condensed, right?
No, there's so much misinformation out there, and people are just either reporting stuff that's fake or not reporting stuff that's true.
Yeah.
And numbers get conflicted.
Yep.
Ideals get conflicted, and it's just like, and people. I think the main fear is that people just don't know who to trust.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
And so they're like, are these numbers blown out of proportion, or are these the actual numbers that is it like, how fast is this thing rising?
Yes.
So they don't know, and so then they're like, if you don't know, then you're like, you know what? I'm going to put my faith in the fact that it's not as bad as people think it is, right? Then next thing you know, you're making the wrong decisions about
exactly.
going out and doing this and this, and then next
4,000 people in a dog park.
Yeah.
Petting each other's animals.
Yeah.
Sniffing each other's butts.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's weird, man. Like, I'm pretty sure the Rage Against the Machine concert is canceled.
Oh no, I'll put money on that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say pretty sure. I think it is canceled.
It's canceled. So
yeah, it's weird, right? Like, how long before anything gets back to where you get like crowds of more than 50?
Yeah.
Probably a long time. Probably middle of June if you're lucky.
Well, I'm not a huge fan of crowds anyway, so.
I'm an introvert, so screw those people.
Yeah, man. I hate people.
I'm not the kind of guy who goes to the bar all the time. I'm not the kind of guy who goes to a lot of concerts. My world has not shrank that much since the virus told us to shut it down. I'm kind of existing in the same place I would anyway. But then I think to myself every now and then, it's like, well, it would be nice to.
But those luxuries aren't there though.
They're not there. The option is gone.
Yeah.
So since the option is gone, I'm like, well, I would like the option. I wouldn't do it anyway, but I would like the option.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
For me, it's like I like to go to the bookstore, like go to Chapters or something.
You're
like
a big
that.
Chapters guy.
But other than that, yeah, like as long as the warm weather hits,
Yep.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, I would definitely like to get the weather.
Yeah.
To play a factor.
Yeah.
Because I love working on my yard. I like being in the garden. Like taking care of my property. The volcano layer, the outside where the lava flows out.
Yeah.
You got to collect the lava and put it back in the volcano. I like doing that a lot of times.
Yeah, I
don't get to do that right now.
Yeah, see, I just want to go. Oh, I have the bike.
Oh, you got the bike.
So
we have made a pact
Yes.
that I will be getting onto a bike this summer, which is it's not even like that. It's like a threat that I have to do it. I would like to do
Yeah,
it.
we'll have fun.
We're gonna have fun. The threat is I might have a good time.
Yeah.
I might enjoy myself. God, that's rough.
So you just have to pick whether you want to do an hour and a half bike ride, or you want to do you want to double it.
Oh, I'm good for whatever.
Okay.
I mean, for me, like I'm the kind of guy who does 300 lunges every other day.
Oh yeah.
So I'm good to go. The leg fatigue is not really a factor for me.
Because what I'm thinking that we might just start at like we're on 17th Street, my place, go a regular route, and then by 91st Street just go north, and then just go to just go the pass all the way there, and then just come all the way back.
That's a nice little route.
It's about 3 hours.
That's a very Edmonton conversation.
It is. Yeah.
So our non-Edmonton fans are like, what are they talking about?
Yeah, it's about 70 kilometers.
It's about 70 kilometers, eh? So if you're in the States,
Yeah.
break out the old Google there. Eh?
That's one thing I don't understand when people say like they're like 70-kilometer bike ride. Are you crazy?
Are you out of your mind?
Like, it's not that hard.
It's not. It's really
hard
not.
at all.
But when you think about your daily commute, if you actually go into your odometer and you hit the little button there and just do your daily commute if you work, and then take a look, and you probably end up doing like 25, 30 kilometers.
If that.
If you're doing it anyway. And then you just think to yourself, well, how far is that really? And could I do that on a bike? And how long does it take me to do? It takes me 15 minutes. So on a bike, it'll take me an hour. Then I go around a couple times maybe, and I end up doing 50. I don't know. So it's really not that much.
No, it's not at all. Like you can do like 35 kilometers, hour and 20 minutes. Easily.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Yeah, and biking is like, if you're not doing trails, it's easy. You're just biking on the roads and stuff like that. It's easy.
Yeah, I mean, once you like anything, right? Anything sounds super daunting before you've done it, and then you start doing it. Like right now, I've gotten back in the treadmill. I know like it's not the same as being on the road, but I put that thing at a 10 degree incline, and I just start running. I just do like a 4K.
Yeah.
And now it's like I've got my set down. Like the music that I like to play, I know when it's going to be. I'm like singing along to the songs I know. I know where I'm hitting 10 laps. I know where I'm hitting 15 laps and 20 laps.
Yeah.
So it's like it's in my head now. But the first day when I came back into it, I'm like, I hate it so much. I hate the treadmill. It fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And I was barely getting a half hour on that thing.
Oh yeah, no, I know exactly how you feel. 'Cause
Yeah.
There was when I finally decided like last week when it was a couple of weeks ago when it was like nice and warm. I lost track of the days, but like I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna go for a run.
Yep.
I'm like, I haven't gone for a run in so long because I want to get back into running, right?
That's your thing right now.
So yeah, so I was like, screw it, just go.
Just do it.
Don't put it off, and then
Yeah.
just go. And I went like I went for like I think like 2K or 3K or something, and then now I just automatically when I was done, I was like, I can't wait to go again.
Right?
So now
The suck goes away so fast.
oh yeah, it's gone. So I want to I can't wait to go outside again. And go
Oh
running.
yeah. Oh, it's totally it. I mean, that's the thing too, right? For me, a big part of getting back on there was just because like I do a lot of stuff here for cardio anyway. I'm a big I do a lot of the get ups and I do a lot of physical stuff just to get my cardio going. I get super bored by it. I wasn't on the treadmill anymore, so I was like, maybe I should do that. Just change it up. Change it up and hated it, and then right away it was like the next day it was gone. I just wanted to be back on the treadmill again. So I did the day off, day on, day off, day on. Started incorporating the lunges into the treadmill. So like I pre-burn, then I post-burn. So I'll do the lunges, I'll do the treadmill, I'll go do lunges again.
Yeah.
Just to get that extra kick in. Because my brain is like, you have to do more. Don't be a sissy. Just keep doing it.
Yeah.
So now it's like it's all the time. I guess in my head now. You do it all the time. You're always doing those routines, right? And now when I don't do it, I feel like I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like you didn't do it, man. Oh, you fatty.
Oh yeah, no,
I should get back on there.
Yeah, because your day's not complete.
Fat shame myself.
Yeah, you feel like your day's not complete until you go.
Yeah, it's not complete, right? The suck goes away so fast.
Oh yeah, like I think for me it was like the great thing was like when I was running, I was waiting for it, and I was like, okay, wait for the lower back pain to come. I'm like, it's coming. Then it never came.
It's
and I was like, yes, finally. I'm like, I'm on the road to like go hard. Go hard. Yeah.
Oh, it feels so good, right? It feels so good when you're healthy. Man, we've been talking a lot about what I've been doing as far as the diet goes. I cut all the carbs and sugar out. And I knew it was coming, like that gut pain thing everybody talks about.
Yeah.
How your body starts processing differently, so your stomach's gonna hurt. About a month in, I started getting it really bad. This really sucks, man. And it was like that weird, like almost like I was giving myself IBS. All the guts were like you'd wake up at 4 a.m, your stomach just hurt, like hunger pangs, but like a real intense pain. So I got back on some carbohydrates. I put a bunch more back in, and no more stomach pains at all. No sugars though. Sugars are gone entirely.
What carbohydrates are you eating?
I'm back to like we have this unbleached, unprocessed white flour that we buy from the Save-On, and a bran and a whole wheat blend that we make all of our own bread and like wheat products from. So like I don't buy anything from outside, so I'm not buying like donuts and shit. So we make our own bread at home. So I eat that. So I brought that back into the routine.
Okay.
Gotta get right back into that. That might be quiet today.
There
he is.
Yeah. Do you eat oats at all?
Yeah, I do oats. I do a lot of oat flour. Like I make waffles, so we have always got oats at home. Like I've got 3 or 4 bags here all the time. So I grind that in the NutriBullet. I make a real fine powder out of it. I turn that into a waffle. So I'll throw some like bananas or whatever I'm gonna have in there. So fruits, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then I'll make that into a pancake at night sometimes. So if I want like a dinner that's like just oats alone, like no other wheats. So I'll make like eggs and bacon, and I'll make a couple pancakes out of the oats, and I'll just eat that.
Do you dare put Vega powder in your pancake batter?
I do not. Pretty good, huh? Really? I've got some of the coconut, the Vega coconut shake.
Yeah, just put some in there and just mix it all up, and you have
blends well, huh?
You have protein pancakes.
Get out of town. Really? I mean, oats have so much protein anyway. Plus the eggs, the meat, right?
And oats are like they're slow burning as well.
Exactly.
But with Vega, you also get a serving of your vegetables too.
Of your veggies.
Yeah.
I've never been shy about vegetables. I'm kind of like you know how like you put candy in front of some kids and they'll just keep eating the candy.
I'll eat
sound
vegetables
like goldfish.
crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, me, I'm like with broccoli.
Yeah, me too.
I'm man. So yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Like I'm almost like sick in the head. If there's a pile of broccoli in front of me, I'll just eat broccoli without realizing it. For some reason, the taste has clicked with me. I really enjoy the taste of like fresh broccoli.
Do you ever have you ever made broccoli in your NutriBullet?
Like, oh, you mean like a sauce? I've made broccoli purees.
Yeah,
like sauces and things, like cheese sauces.
There's like broccoli and just like like steamed broccoli and water in your Vitamix and
in your soups and things.
Yeah, that's one thing I make all the time. If I have like extra broccoli just lying around, just steam it, throw it in there with the water you boiled it in, and then just
you're good to go.
Salt it and then drink it. Yeah.
I do a cheese onion broccoli soup.
Yeah,
I throw into the
What cheese do you use on your broccoli?
I like cheddar, man. I know people like put their old nose up on the old cheddar, but I like a nice old cheddar. They put their nose up on the old cheddar, but I use the old cheddar. I throw that into the soup. So I'll do like I'll shred that and some potatoes and some onions. I use some onion powder, onion flakes. I can make my own kind of Lipton, like a homemade Lipton kind of thing. Yeah. Garlic. So you just like fry some garlic up with some oil. Yeah. And you saute all your shit and you throw that into your soup with your broccoli. Puree your broccoli a little bit after you boil it. Use the Instant Pot if you want to use that to get some a nice like rich like pressure cooked soup. Yeah. And then some potato, like I said, potato and cheese and broccoli, and then you just blend the whole thing up and throw that into a bowl and drink it. Yeah. It's very tasty. Some salt, pepper,
I'm getting hungry now.
Yeah, right? Those are like people. I don't know what it is about people when they see something green, they don't want to eat it. Like if they see like a Vega shake and it's green, like I could never drink something green. That's gross. Couldn't do that. It's like what's wrong with you, man? It's healthy. It tastes good.
Well, yeah. That's okay. I have to. Okay, sometimes it is kind of an acquired taste because like sometimes because like smoothies and stuff like that, and they have to taste good.
Can I do something?
Yeah.
Can I do one thing?
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. That's actually that's actually perfect.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. It was, yeah, like the.
Like smoothies.
Yeah, smoothies have to taste good. If they don't taste good, you're not going to drink them.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so I live by that code too, even though because I drink smoothies literally every day. Yeah. But so you have to make them taste good. That doesn't mean you have to put a ton of sugar in them.
Oh, exactly.
But you have to make sure they taste good.
And you can get your sweetness from fruits. Banana.
Throw a little maple syrup in there.
Pretty much good to go. A little bit of raw honey.
Yep. I always tell people to put oats in your smoothies.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, have to.
Man, like it was one of those things where I can't remember what I was watching, and then I saw something on TV about oats in your smoothies. We talked about it here, and then I just started doing it. Like I never put oats in my smoothies, but we talked about it, and I saw it so many times. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna start doing it, and they're not there. You blend them properly. They break up in your blender.
Oh yeah, they pulverize.
They pulverize. Yeah. It's just like it's a little grainy, maybe at the very least, but they're tasty. They're super sweet, incredibly good for you.
Yeah,
they'll fill you up, especially first in the morning, man. So you're like you said, the slow burn all day long. It's a nice complex carbohydrate.
It is, yes, and it'll get you through to lunch easily.
People don't know the difference. We talk about health a lot. People don't know the difference, I think, between complex carbohydrates and simple carbohydrates. How like simple carbs like sugar and like, white flour,
they're gone just like that.
Burn quick. Yeah. Sugar spike, you're hyperactive for 15 minutes, you're super tired afterwards. It's a spike, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the complex carbohydrates plateau you out and give you energy for a longer period of time.
AKA complex. Your body is trying to figure out how to break it down and how to burn it properly. And so it takes time. So it allows you the energy release is very, very slow. Very slow. Yeah.
Yeah. And it allows you to actually keep that all day long, that plateau of energy the entire day long. Yeah. A lot of guys just don't seem to realize that. They think they're going to get something from a protein bar, and it's really all you're getting from that is sugar. So a short-term energy burst and a little bit of soy protein or something. Welcome to Tittyville.
Yeah, exactly. So welcome to Tittyville.
Population, you and your tits.
Yeah, because I think depending upon what the physical activity you're doing too, is like sometimes you do need sugar. Like sometimes especially for running.
Oh, it's definitely it's a necessity.
Yeah,
in the right time.
Yeah, so for extended periods of cardiovascular activity, you do need sugar. Whether it's gels, whether it's a quick bar or something like that. But I find that with working from biking, I just need water with a little bit of a hydrator in it.
Yeah.
But I find that when I'm doing especially at Orange Theory, when I do when I'm on the bike, I don't need that much water. But when I'm on the floor doing the lifting and stuff like that, that's when I'm I really get thirsty. I'm I just my bottle just gets empty at the end of the class. And I'm because you're just the push-ups, the pulling, the weights and everything. After that, you're just in between. You're just you're just dying. You're
you really want that liquid.
You get so dehydrated. So it's so yeah, that's for me. It's when I'm doing really heavy lifting and the power exercises.
Yeah,
that's when I get really, really thirsty.
Man,
yeah.
I was at a very early age and in exercise and working out. Almost everybody who ever kind of gave me any kind of instruction or education on how to train was always very adamant about that water break.
Yeah,
you got to take your water break. Take your water break. Take your water.
Have to.
So it's one of those. It's always been in my head. So I don't know if I'm getting thirsty or if it's habit. I mean, I know there are times definitely when when I neglect it, when I'll realize the next day, I think I'm dehydrated today.
Yeah,
I didn't drink enough water yesterday for working out.
Yeah, that you just hit on the head right there. Is that because even though you think that you might not need it,
you definitely need it.
Just put it in there anyway because your body's gonna find some use for it.
Exactly.
So because a lot of people say when people are working out, let's say for an actor who's who's getting ready for a Marvel role or whatever, right? Let's say
Nancy Annie.
Yeah, let's say someone's gonna play Hulk, right?
Exactly.
So or Thor. Or
Thor. All these guys who really burn that in the gym.
And so when they have to get in shape for a role, they're not used to eating that much, right? But so when they're putting they're working out so hard, but even after their workouts, they're I have to force myself to eat all this rice and this chicken and stuff like that, right? But you're but I can't eat them. I can't eat it because it's just too much, right? But no, you're this is telling you not to eat it because you've been eating your regular diet for so long before you started this role, right? This training process. But now that you are, trust me, your body's gonna need it.
You can definitely your body tells you.
Yeah.
Your body 100% is always telling you what it needs. I can guarantee, if your lips are dry, it's because you're not getting enough water. If you've got dry skin, your body is telling you need to drink more water.
Yeah.
If your stomach's gurgling, it's telling you need to put something into it.
Yeah. When your urine looks like apple juice, you need water.
You need water.
Yeah.
If your poop is too weird looking, more so than you're used to, maybe you should go Google what dark poop means. Your body is always trying to tell you by giving you output data. It's always outputting data to tell you what it needs to be put into it.
Yeah, that's kind of what that. What's that guy's name? Dr. Oz.
Data.
Yeah, he was that Dr. Oz guy.
Well, he's a tool.
He's a tool.
He's a bit of a tool.
Don't ever listen to that guy.
I will tell you, Dr. Oz is 90% fantastical, wondery, wizardy tool bullshit, and 10% information. If you look at him, every now and then he'll tell you something. You're that's good info. But don't be fooled. because he's 90% tool.
Yeah, like okay, congratulations on his success. Like, that's
good for him, man.
Good for him. That's him.
Awesome. But Judge Judy is popular too.
Yeah, because he knew how to tap into that market, right? Mm-hmm. And plus, you know what kind of sent him over the top?
Oprah. I will give way more credit to Dr. Phil than I will ever give to Dr. Oz.
Hands down.
I mean, if you look at the people Dr. Phil is like constantly in communication with, like he's part of these boards, he's in talking to Senate committees. Mm-hmm. He's got people who are part of like major government organizations, not like, me or buddies play baseball together. None of that shit. Like he's got real, genuine people with like with resumes that back him.
Yeah.
Dr. Oz is not. Dr. Oz got like fucking Nancy Grace and shit.
Yeah, he got like he had to go in front of the House Judiciary Committee.
Yeah, because he's pushing pills.
He's pushing pills.
He's fucking pushing pills and shit.
Once you go in front of that, I'm sorry, man. There's no coming back from that.
I'm not saying Dr. Phil is a saint. He's got a lot of problems.
No,
he's got a shit ton of problems. But Dr. Oz is a tool.
But that's the price you pay when you put yourself out there like that.
Oh, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true.
He was in one of those Sharknado movies or whatever it is, or Scary Movie movies. Like,
oh, was he?
Dr. Phil was in one of them.
Oh, no, he was in a Scary Movie.
Yeah, he was in the Scary Movie, the one with Shaq.
Yeah, he wasn't one of those. He did a really great podcast with the old Joe Rogan there.
Oh, yeah, that was
good. You get a good idea what he's actually like.
Yeah.
He's like, shit, man, I don't know. I just go out there and do things, and then people go crazy. They go crazy. Fuck, I mean, I'm just a human being.
I like it because he's brutally honest about like who he's like hiding who he is.
No, he's very open about.
He's open-minded
about what he do, who he is, and what he does.
And and on his show he shuts down guests, which is good.
This is terrific.
Yeah,
he's quick to knock down a moron.
Yeah,
with that gold down home humor.
Did you ever see that episode of Dr. Phil when he had that one spoiled girl that was on there with that mom who kind of enabled
Which
her?
one, man? They're all like,
oh god, this is great. The girl's like, I want a G-Wagon. He's like, why? He's like, I don't know. It's great. It's a great ride. And he's like,
can you afford one?
He's like. His mom, her mom could afford one. She's like, her mom's like a millionaire, and then multi-millionaire. Then he goes, why would you want that? He's like, why don't you just get a regular car? She's like, then her mom goes, I was gonna buy her just a regular Mercedes-Benz C-Class, whatever.
Gross.
And she's like, no, I'm not want. Then she started crying, and she's like, I want my G-Wagon. And Dr. Phil's like, he goes, I'm much older than you. He goes, I don't even have an expensive car like that. And he's like, he goes, he's like, oh, because if I don't get one, what are my friends gonna think? And I was like, holy shit, man! I want to slap this girl so hard.
It's so broken.
Yeah,
I mean that is what the Instagram lifestyle has done to these people who have like a little bit of cash in the States, right?
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, with the COVID-19, it's an awful thing that happened to the planet. Mm-hmm. But man, it is nice not to get a lot of that in the news feed anymore.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it's great.
They're not lining up for a new phone. Like, I think it's reset the way people, hopefully, it's reset the way manufacturers and Apple, all these guys actually market their devices. Mm-hmm. I don't need to see Tim Cook doing his best Steve Jobs impression, walking around and telling me how great the new iPad is when it's not that great.
Yep.
You know, like an incremental change is supposed to wow me so much. Oh, they're great devices I use them every day. I'm not going to shit on the device. Mm-hmm. But I don't need you pushing it to everybody. And then, you see all these little tech writers standing in the auditorium and clapping with their arms in the air and throwing their shit in the air like it's graduation.
It just seems like it's so forced.
It's so forced, right? Yeah. Like, we don't need that anymore. I don't need to see a guy lining up for 6 days to get the newest iPhone. Then you see him out of the store holding it above his head and running out the store and showing everybody.
Yeah.
Like, we don't need that anymore. No, we've never needed it.
No. I think you can have that when there's like a revolutionary change.
Exactly.
Like when the iPad becomes 2-in-1 or something. Like, when it becomes like it's a book.
When it gives you a blowjob.
Yeah, exactly.
When the iPad is actually like coming out of the screen holographically.
Yeah.
You got all the body sensor thing and the whole body glove. Like it is. It's like one of those futuristic movies where everybody's a glutton in a chair.
Exactly. Or like when you open it up at the top, a hologram shoots down with a keypad.
Yes, like some shit like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Which is more realistic than the fucking blowjob thing. I totally understand. But no, it would be cool when something like that happens and you show it off, and everybody's like, "Wow, that's really neat. We're all gonna get one." But I don't need an auditorium full of people. It's like it's a rock concert, like Aerosmith in Germany. Like, I don't need that shit.
No,
nobody needs that shit.
No, I think it's like people are just like people just make fun of you after that. You're just like,
they do, man. And it's not important. Like, now we kind of know what's important. Mm-hmm. Like, human interaction is important. Like, looking up. Like, I'll tell you, the only time that I think I ever saw technology in the last 20 years be revolutionary to where people were interacting with each other, and even still then they weren't, was the Pokemon Go. The
Yeah.
Pokemon Go craze.
Yeah.
When we were walking around the neighborhood and I'm looking up and there's just like hundreds of people out and they're all Pokemon going all over the place.
Yep.
That was like borderline revolutionary technology. Now the whole thing was data collection. I'm convinced the entire thing was just a bunch of fucking data collection.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was neat to see so many people out doing something different.
Yeah, it was because like it's good because then people are like, it forces people to like use their brains more.
Yeah.
And like for example, like my cousin sent me this picture. It's like the village in Punjab, Jalandhar. Mm-hmm. Before this whole COVID-19 thing took place, there was so much pollution you couldn't see the Himalayas from the villages.
I bet you it's a clear view now, baby.
Look at that.
Holy shit.
Look at that.
That is not even just like a clear view. That is
You can see.
That's a view.
That's a view.
It's not like on a good day you can see the Himalayas.
That's
like they're right there.
They're right there. You can see it. The pollution just cleared up.
It's the mountains from Vancouver is what that is.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's ridiculous, man. Nature is coming back to the streets. It's like I might just put a photo up. Shoot that photo over. I'll just pop that up on the screen.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, when you look at like I Am Legend, when he's hunting the deer in the middle of New York, that's the world right now. It's like there's animals coming back into the cities. Like, what is going on? There are no people out there.
Yeah.
They're telling their raccoon buddies to like roam the streets. The monkeys in Thailand, the wolves in California, like they're all starting to come back now. It's amazing.
Because there's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing to keep them out.
There's no fear anymore. There's no like all the traffic isn't stopping them. Backyards in Japan are full of deer.
Yeah.
More so.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's
oh my God.
I think that there's, instead of looking at this as a, I think I might have mentioned this last time, but like I think the best thing to do is look at this as a good thing, because like it's a chance to reset, reestablish, reassess, revalue, and then it's like and then take a look at like, you know, what can you do what can we do differently now?
I'll tell you, I see exactly what you're talking about. Maybe not so much a good, like a quote unquote good thing, but it is a way for us to reevaluate the way we live. So there are positives that we can take away from such like a rough thing that happened to the entire planet, right? Like we can now understand what's important to us as human beings. This shit is unimportant. Your phone is not important. Having the greatest camera or the newest wireless earbuds, all that shit's not important. Your neighbors are important. You know, maybe creating vaccines to save the world is more important than like War Machine, building the next Wehrmacht. You know, maybe we don't need the next gigantic, best, biggest, greatest gun. Yeah. But maybe you take all the money that we're getting into certain other places and pump that into medicine, pump that into research. Yeah. So we're not caught with our pants down again. So there are like, hopefully there are positives that people will hold on to or take away from this, right?
Yeah, like we're seeing like a lot of good things about that people are doing is that sometimes it brings out the best in people. Like look at all those companies now that are like just stopping manufacturing of what they're making and moving that towards like medical supplies,
like on a dime.
And it's like companies you wouldn't even expect, like makeup companies. Like there's pretty much everything. GE. Tesla, everyone's doing it. Yeah.
They're all putting in whatever they can put in to like try to help. Yeah. Now, obviously, people are going to shit on them. Like Tesla's like, well, we'll do our best, and immediately it was like, you're a piece of human fucking trash. You can't do anything. You're garbage. Meanwhile, he's just trying to, like Elon Musk is just trying to make the world better, and people shit on him, right?
Well, the thing is, like, he's so used to it by now. He's like, yeah, people are going to say this. He's like, yeah, we've always gotten that, but whatever.
He's so far beyond what he thinks people think of him.
He doesn't care.
He does not care.
Well, like, do you remember he was at that Air Force base and he told the general straight to his face. He said, he goes, fighter planes are going to be obsolete.
Yeah.
He goes, they already are.
Drones are doing all this.
And he looked at it right in the eyes, and then you can hear all the pilots in the back. They're like, well, "What the fuck did he just say?"
Should we boo him?
Yeah. Then he looked at them. And he looked at me like this. The look he gave them, he's like, "Why are you guys so?" Like the look was like either he didn't care, or number two, he's like, "What do you guys?" He goes, "What don't you guys understand?"
I feel like Elon Musk doesn't understand why humans are so dumb. You know, it's like he'll say something, and then people will respond in this weird way, and he's like, why are you all so still? Like, I don't get, why are they so dumb? Yeah. Because he's an alien. He's an alien from a different planet who's way smarter than humans, and he's just trying to pretend to be a human. And when he gets caught, like, off guard by stupidity, he's like, why are people so stupid? Like, I'm smarter than all of you. Yeah, it's going to be fine. Don't worry about it.
I think when he sees behavior that is not, like, congruent with his mindset.
Oh, open thought.
Like, yeah, or just things that are logical for progression. He'll lash out. He'll be like, this is super fucked up. He's like,
yeah. He'll call you on it.
Yeah, he'll be like, we're asking the Russians for help to get us to get into space. He's like, we've been doing that for like 30 years. He goes, this is so fucked up.
Do you know what I'll do? I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do it myself. He's Thanos.
Exactly.
I'll do it myself.
Might as well just do it myself.
Because all the gems in my hand.
Sometimes you
fucking punch you to death.
But that's kind of a life lesson.
It absolutely.
It's like where if no one else is gonna do it yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it really is. It's an absolute like it's that that's the mindset of these like, for lack of a better description, of these Tony Starks, these real world Tony Starks.
Yeah.
That I can't rely on you to do it, so I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's got to happen through like to a lot of these med tech companies too, right? Like SARS. The whole idea was that we could create a vaccine for SARS. We could create a vaccine for all these diseases if we just put a little bit more time and research into it. But sooner or later, somebody is going to politicize what we're doing and say it's not necessary or whatever, and then we're going to forget about it. Then we're going to get caught with our pants down when coronavirus shows up again in a stronger form. I mean, what we should be doing is not worrying about, like, no one's going to bomb anybody right now. Nobody's going to drop a nuke. We should be more worried about the next, like, an asteroid or a fucking next virus that hits us.
Yeah.
That's the new war front, man. I mean, we don't even know what's gonna come next, so we should be prepared for it, at least by doing a shit ton of research, so that when something new does pop up, we're like, yeah, I see these patterns. I know how this works. I can fix this.
Yeah.
And that's what the Tony Starks are doing. Meanwhile, everybody else is shitting on them. Like, yeah, fucking, I just want a new iPhone.
Yeah. And that's the thing, too. Like, when you hear about people who are, like, even, like, guys like, even Jeff Bezos. Like, I'm not a big fan of his, but, like, yeah, just that these, like, even, like all these companies, like Google, they're all trying to get into, like, either the market for electric cars or whatever it is, like, whatever you're doing, right? But, like, just let them do it.
Just think, you know what? That's
leave
right.
Alone.
Just leave them alone. Let them do it.
Yeah, they're not hurting you.
Yeah, it's no impact to your daily life.
Yeah.
Go nuts, man.
Yeah, if you don't like what they're doing, then don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, if you don't like what they're doing, just don't pay attention to it.
Yeah. Like,
at the end of the day, we could either decide to to talk shit about them or trash them or try to stop them from proceeding and whatever, from building themselves up, right?
Yeah.
But all that does is kind of keeps us in a stone age.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, there's you can complain all you want, but you are already behind because they're so forward thinking.
Yeah.
That like you could hate Jeff Bezos all you want, but these the people who hate him, 90% of them are still ordering shit from Amazon.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can hate.
They are the Doritos and Mountain Dew crowd.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. So,
that's what they are.
Yeah, you could hate Google for trying to grab all your information. Guess what? Do you use Google Maps on your phone? Obviously. Do you use Gmail? Obviously.
Do you use a phone?
Yeah.
Do you use a phone?
Yeah.
It's why, like, little by little, I still make fun of it a lot, and then I immediately make fun of myself as well. Like, I know I shit on Huawei all the time and all the 5G crap and all that, but we give so much of our information away all the time, where there's nothing hiding us. I mean, there is no more security at all.
Yeah.
Internet security. It's all out there. So instead of bashing and shitting and doing whatever, let's all just get out of the Stone Age.
Yeah.
Like, AI is coming, man. It's going to be a game changer when that singularity hits, and it's coming.
Oh, yeah.
That, like, it's just, might as well get ourselves prepared.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's even James May, like, from Top Gear. Everyone says, makes fun of him because he's old-fashioned and stuff like that. No, everything about him is purely futuristic. He goes, old cars are garbage. He goes, today was better than yesterday. That trend is going to continue forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
Until humanity ends.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like that, it's always moving up. Like we're on a ride that we are not going to stop.
Yeah.
Like we're heading towards AI. All that shit's gonna come. All of our information is out there. You can't hide yourself anymore. No. You can't do it. It's impossible. You're not going to do it
because you're going to be left out.
You're going to be left out.
Yeah.
So fighting it is just so ridiculous and asinine that all you're doing is keeping yourself in a stone age.
Yeah.
We could be towers in the sky, man. We could all be there. But like all we're doing is just fighting it.
Yeah.
Grit your teeth and be like, not me, man.
Yeah, man. Just
when it's already you.
Yeah, just do your part. Like, don't close yourself off. Do your part to like just get yourself out there.
All I do is use Facebook and put all the photos of my kids on there with their names and birth dates and my phone number, my email address. But I don't get a Huawei phone. Not me, man. Yeah. I don't want the Chinese spying on me.
If the Huawei Pro 40, the new one, if that had Google on it, I would get that phone.
You know why I wouldn't get that phone? Because you can only use it to put plates of dinner on to serve to your house guests. The thing is fucking huge. I can't do it anymore, man. They're too big. The phones are too big now.
Yeah, look at this.
Look at that. I mean, and that Huawei is bigger than yours.
Yeah.
Okay, put that there and put that there for a size comparison. Let me look at that. Yeah. And mine is massive. The one I have here is the S8. Not the big one. the Plus, regular S8, and it's huge. This thing is gigantic.
Yeah, I know.
And yours, I can't get my hand around that. Can you one-hand this thing? Look at that. Okay, so there's thumb and middle finger.
I have to put that on the one-hand mode.
Holy crap, that's gigantic.
Yeah.
It is beautiful. I'm not gonna lie, it is a very lovely device, but it's just massive.
It's just big.
It's so big. It's huge.
But plowing ahead.
Oh, plowing ahead. Nature return. Hey, so did you? I don't know if you have the Crave TV or access to the Vice documentary, Dark Side of the Ring. Started up again.
No, I still haven't. No, I haven't seen it. No.
Damn, they did Chris Benoit.
Oh God.
It was unreal. They need to get an award or something. I don't know if they're gonna get a Gemini or if they can go to the old Golden Globes and get best short film, whatever the fuck they get. They need something because it was ridiculously good.
Really?
It was insane.
Holy.
Everything that we knew, we all knew what happened. We had an idea of what Chris Benoit did
from Edmonton.
Yeah. Well, I think he's born somewhere else, but basically raised here from when he didn't know anything else.
What school do you go to?
I think he went to Page or Ainley or something, man. But he's from here.
He's from here, yeah.
I mean, he's basically an Edmontonian.
Yeah.
That's at a very young age moved to Edmonton, right? But that's how we take him. He's Edmonton's boy. He was our boy.
Yeah.
They murdered his wife and kid. Oh, it was rough.
Too many blows to the head from jumping off the top rope.
They addressed everything. They addressed every question that you ever had about what maybe caused him to do it. And they didn't just kind of glaze over it. They went deep, man. It's maybe one of the best sports documentaries I've ever seen.
Really?
Next to the Ric Flair, the Ric Flair ESPN documentary, all those that they've been doing over there, this is better than all those. Just because the way they treated it, they didn't make any kind of excuses as if he wasn't that bad of a guy and this is what he did.
Yeah.
They went deep into everything and they're just this is just what happened. We're not taking a side that he snapped because of head injury or steroids or concussions or whatever. We're not trying to say that we're not trying to blame something else. This dude killed his wife and kid.
There's no maybes or ifs, right?
There's no maybes or ifs, man. They just tell you absolutely everything in factual fashion from beginning to end. Okay. Chris Jericho was a huge part of it.
Yeah.
Apparently he's been a huge part of it since the beginning almost. People don't realize Jericho showed up at WWF from WCW, and then he kind of brought because of him being there, he didn't bring them over, but he's a reason a lot of those guys were there, and he's tight with those guys.
Yeah.
Because they were the only real guys from that era. Of WCW superstars that were then coming to WWE. So he had inside knowledge of everything. The Eddie Guerrero stuff, the Benoit stuff. And then Malenko's in it too, Dean Malenko. He's got Parkinson's now.
Really?
Yeah, Dean Malenko's got Parkinson's now. But he was, those are the three amigos, right? Benoit, Malenko, and Guerrero. Yeah. So when you see those guys with three amigos, when Eddie Guerrero did three amigos move, it's one for Benoit.
So Parkinson's, one guy died of a heart attack.
It's rough, dude.
Oh, man.
So rough.
What about Saturn? Whatever happened to that guy?
Perry Saturn?
Yeah.
I think he's still around. I think he's got his own gym now. He's got his own school now.
The Saturn with the crooked eye?
Perry Saturn. He's the Forrest Whitaker.
Yeah.
Of WCW. Perry Saturn was ridiculous. That guy was so dark.
Yeah.
Just from just being red with rage.
I think he wore a lot of bronzer on his skin.
Could be, man. It was ridiculous. But I'll tell you, that documentary, for anybody who's ever been interested, and the entire Viceland series, Dark Side of the Ring, last season was terrific. This season was really good. I kind of felt like the last of the Von Erichs, which is the second last or third last episode they did for season 1, which is the Texas Tornado and the Von Erich family.
Yeah.
They talk about them. That was a rough one to watch. As far as because you're connected to these guys. We're all big wrestling fans, right? So we've kind of felt an impact when you watch that. It's so much sadder than what we knew. This one was rough. This was clearly the roughest one they've done. That's something.
Okay.
I'd highly recommend the Chris Benoit Dark Side of the Ring. And then I was reading stuff about Chris Jericho after that, and he's talking about Mike Tyson when he punched him in the face.
Oh yeah.
And he's I've never been so scared in my life. He's I'm just there, and I'm just thinking to myself, please don't fucking kill me. Like a champ. He's Tyson was all pro, man. He came in there, barely grazed him. He went back and took the bump. He's it was just remarkable. He goes, but the entire time I'm thinking to myself, please fucking don't kill me.
Yeah, man.
Please,
I'd be so scared if Mike Tyson was going to hit me.
God, could you imagine? If you told Mike Tyson that for this show, you're going to have to punch me in the face, but please don't murder me.
Yeah.
And you're talking to Mike Tyson, and you're not entirely convinced that he's all there, but he's all there.
Oh, yeah.
That dude is all legit. But there's so much in your head, propaganda filled in your head about what Mike Tyson's all about. All you can think is I'm going to die now.
Oh yeah, only one guy can go into a wrestling ring and confront Mike Tyson.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah, that whole thing was so funny. It was like, I don't know if you're stupid or you can't hear, you understand, you're too stupid to understand me, but you don't come into my ring and like, he gave him the 2 fingers.
Man, gives him the bird, and then Tyson punches him. Even when you hear that from Stone Cold's perspective, he's like, all I can think of is I'm gonna die. All I can think of is like, here's my test, and he's gonna kill me.
I remember Vince McMahon at the end. He's like, "You ruined it. You ruined everything. You son of a bitch."
The Vince McMahon, Mr. McMahon character, all the way through. They kind of addressed a little bit of that in the Benoit thing, but all the way through with him and Stone Cold, right up until where Stone Cold shook his hand.
Yeah,
all of that was terrific.
It was the best.
It was incredible
because I think that really highlighted like how far he would go to make sure that his company made money. Like
he let Stone Cold give him an enema on TV.
On TV.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that you know when
the bedpan?
The bedpan ping like on his head, that was
so good.
That's one of those like those very few moments where I'm like I laugh out loud. I'm just like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It's a living cartoon.
Yep.
The Mr. McMahon character was like a live version of like some sort of like wacky Elmer Fudd mixed with like Mr. Roper. Yeah. Mixed with Mr. Furley.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Like he had this weird zaniness about him where he was all there, but he was also completely ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Man, but the bedpan is the pinnacle.
The beating in the hospital room is like is the best.
No, it's incredible. I just the story that Stone Cold tells about when he was in the hall and McMahon hears him making the ding sound. He's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "I'm looking for the sweet spot in the bedpan." And he's hitting himself in the head to see where the sweet spot was. So when he hit McMahon, it would be the best sound. Mm-hmm. Terrific,
That's
man.
unreal.
Wrestling is so full of awesome stories.
Oh, yeah.
Weird how this WrestleMania this year, it's on tomorrow. It's all already taped. It's the first time WrestleMania has already been taped. Apparently they're doing sets and shit. They're going to have all these weird, like Lucha Libre used to do that, or Lucha Underground. Mm-hmm. They have these sets and you would go off and you would have these matches in like a weird haunted house and shit. Mm-hmm. And then they would finish it in a ring in front of fans. But it was all pre-organized. They're doing that for WrestleMania this year. So tomorrow night and Sunday nights, 2 nights. I think it's like 3 hours each night, and they're doing locations all over this like parking lot in Orlando. They've built complete like movie style Hollywood breakdown sets and shit.
Oh, that's cool.
They're gonna murder each other in like a funhouse match, and I think Randy Orton and Edge is back. Edge's neck is all back to normal, so he's back? Yeah, he's back, man. He had a huge pop at Royal Rumble. He came out as like number 17 or some shit. The crowd, like every human in the crowd heard that Edge music hit, and they all just jizzed their pants. Everybody. There was just so much jizz in the arena.
How do you look?
Incredible. He looked amazing, man. Mm-hmm. Like he was in shape. He looked better now than he did before he retired. Like he's jacked now.
Oh, okay.
But he's done a lot of work. Apparently, he's just been doing crazy amount of work, like 11 surgeries on his neck. Mm-hmm. He's been doing a lot of like neck strengthening. It's not as bad as what we were, I think, led to believe at the time. So,
but you won't take any risks, right?
He won't take any risks.
Yeah.
So he got hit with a concerto and an RKO from Randy Orton because 2 of them are feuding pretty hard.
Yeah.
But you could tell, like you could really see how they're working it to make it look like really they're not touching him at all. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Like it's some real good workmanship going on there with the moves.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's neat. It's cool to see Edge back, but it will be neat to see how WrestleMania turns out because 2 nights of hardcore scripted. And then, like, different takes, right?
Yeah.
Because not only is it live... Like, right now when you watch it, it's live-action stunt work. In a ring in front of thousands of people. So they'll have mistakes and they'll botch and shit and all that kind of stuff. But now they're cutting. They're doing camera angles. They're having moments where you've got, like, a hit doesn't look right. So, like, they roll back the tape and do it again. So it's going to be neat to see how this works out. Because it's very much a real production now. What else we got here? We got Scottie Pippen. Michael Jordan apparently was not super jazzed when Scottie Pippen went out with Madonna. That's the Johnny Bach.
I read that. Yeah,
Johnny Bach was talking about that. He's like, so Jordan's super competitive. He's a hardcore competitive guy.
He wanted a piece of Madonna, right?
He wanted a piece of. Well, I don't think maybe he didn't so much want a piece of Madonna, but I think Scottie Pippen getting Madonna when you're the alpha.
Yeah,
that's gotta make you the beta.
Yeah. Well, Dennis Rodman got a piece of Madonna too.
Yeah, I don't know that. Did he get a piece of Madonna or you leave a piece with Madonna?
Oh no, he well, those two are both freaks, so.
Oh yeah, he's a wedding dress wearing motherfucker, that guy.
Yeah, but one of the best basketball players ever,
bar none.
Because like he was the best at what he did.
100%.
Yeah.
He was. There was nobody catching rebounds like that guy.
No, he's the best rebounder of all time.
Yeah, nobody was doing what he was doing at the time of Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
and knew that he was that much better than you.
And he was used his like his thin frame, but he was so strong, like unbelievable center of gravity.
Oh yeah,
and he could guard centers.
Yeah, he could guard centers,
and you would have boxed out like properly.
Yeah, incredible success, man. Dennis Rodman was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I had a great freak show.
I had no problem with Dennis Rodman.
I liked him in Double Team.
I loved him in Double Team.
I loved him in Double Team.
Even like when the Sonics were playing the Bulls, because I'm a huge Sonics fan, and when they were playing the Bulls in the 1996 finals, Sean Kemp caught the ball on the block, and he was posting him up, and then he spun around him to the back, put a reverse jam on Rodman. It was a sick dunk, and then like he was hanging there, but he didn't want to like, and Rodman was like basically like
waiting for him.
His head was in his crotch.
Oh no!
So, but he didn't want to come down, and he's just waiting for Dennis Rodman to get out of the way. And then Dennis Rodman just basically gave him a hug. He was like, yeah, man, that's
pretty good.
Unbelievable dunk. Yeah,
man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Those are different times, man. Different times of sportsmanship.
Oh yeah,
I think it's back now. Like that feels back now.
Well, I'll say this. I don't like obviously basketball it's different now than it was because back then the 90s and especially in the early 2000s, basketball was way grittier. Like if you wanted to score, you had to pay the price to score.
In the 90s.
In the 90s, yeah, in the 90s and especially the
80s.
Especially in the 80s and the 90s. Okay?
Oh yeah.
2000s was like that's when like it was like a little bit more loose, but it was still pretty hard. Like
it just didn't feel like
it was less goon basketball.
Yeah, it was less goon basketball,
Yeah.
but there was almost I don't know, like I stopped watching around that like when the Bulls were done.
Yeah.
In the late 90s when it was all kind of finished up and they were moving on, Jordan was gone.
Yeah.
He'd retired and all that kind of crap. I just kind of walked away from basketball. I just didn't have time for it anymore. I was working at night.
Yeah.
So I just didn't have time for it anymore. But it just felt like when I did watch the odd games and whatnot, that sportsmanship of like, nice one, pal. Like that was gone. Like it wasn't there. It was less personal.
Yeah, now it's more like I think the main thing I don't like about basketball now is that if I go like this, that's a foul.
Oh, that's gross.
That's a like basketball's kind of turned to soccer.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Yeah, because they want the scoring to go up and like
Yeah.
obviously the athletes are like they're crazy now, right? But like everyone talks about like LeBron is the best. He's the best athlete of NBA. Like the best athlete who ever played basketball was Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Michael Jordan is pretty ridiculous.
Michael Jordan, like you put in skill, competitiveness, assassin's mentality,
Deal with the devil.
and never lost in the finals.
Yeah, never lost in the finals.
Never lost. He's 6-0.
But just like the shit that he would do, like the buzzer shots.
Oh yeah,
it's like it's
clutch. Yeah,
his clutch performance was through the roof.
Yeah, and he had the highest vertical of any player who has ever lived.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it was like one of those things where once that was over, I don't know. It was like somebody who'd walk away from Marvel after Endgame. Like, I'm done now. I'm good. Yeah, that's what I did, and I was kind of good for it. When I came back, it wasn't the same game anymore.
See, that's for me. Like the reason I got back into it, like I never really like. I kind of like what kind of like got me back into it is like when Kobe Bryant's class came in, his draft class came in. That was the best draft class pretty much of all time, I think, and because that class had like Kobe Bryant, had Ray Allen, it had Allen Iverson, it had like Marcus Camby, it had
the new assassins, man.
All these new guys who came in there, and like all like these are Hall of Fame guys who came in. And
fun to watch.
Yeah,
like, super like very different than the 80s and 90s basketball.
Yeah, exactly. So and Kobe Bryant just took Kobe Bryant and Allen Iverson. They just took it to a whole new level.
Yeah, there's a lot more finesse in their game.
Yeah. And but Kobe Bryant had the 80s and 90s mentality of like
where
he didn't give a shit. He's like he
didn't care, right?
No friends. He's like I don't give a shit.
He had that Dr. J, like Larry Bird, that era of like play style.
Yeah. It's like just you have to like just scare everybody on the court, just take everyone's heart, rip their hearts out.
Oh,
he's like that's how I played.
This is what I do.
Yeah, he's like I goes sometimes they'd be like Kobe, what are you listening to? He would even answer them. So one guy asked him, he's like, what do you listen to when you're playing on your headphones? He's like, the theme for Halloween.
Oh no way! Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. Psychopath murder music.
Yeah.
No, I'm listening to psycho murder music.
Oh yeah.
So I want to kill everybody, figuratively, not literally. I want to murder you on the court.
Yeah.
So I'm listening to psychopath murder.
Yeah.
music.
He goes. I just get so tense, and he's like, I just want to go out, and that's why people were sitting next to him. Like Chris Rock was sitting next to him, and like during the finals, he was talking to Kobe, he's saying jokes. Kobe didn't even acknowledge him. He wasn't even looking. He didn't even know he was there.
And Rock is giving him his A game.
Yeah,
his best material.
And that's Chris Rock at his prime.
Chris Rock giving him like a tight five.
Yeah,
like every time he sits down, there's a new tight five waiting for him, and Kobe has no idea what's going on.
Yep. He was locked and loaded as always.
Oh man.
So R.I.P.
R.I.P. man.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Fuck.
Legend.
That's still a weird thing to think that like Kobe Bryant isn't alive anymore. That's like a fucked up thought because there's somebody in our, like, I keep going back to that one for me as a weird celebrity death because our age group, we grew up watching him progress in the sport that, you know, most of us are huge fans of. So it's not like he was on the peripheral where, you know, he played rugby in Australia, but he's from your neighborhood. So you kind of keep like a loose idea of, this is a kid from Edmonton plays rugby in Australia.
Yeah.
No, he was like a dude who was in a sport that most of my friends watch that was in our age group that we kind of like gauge our like life success by. Yeah, we're the same age, but he's like a superstar. What the fuck am I doing? And then he's just not there anymore.
Yeah, it's weird. It was even I was watching highlights of him like yesterday. I was watching a mixtape of his, and I realized I'm like, oh yeah, he's gone.
He's dead.
Yeah,
he died in a plane crash
it made
with
me
a bunch
sad.
of other people.
Yeah,
it does. It makes you like strangely like contemplative, like if not outright sad. It just makes you contemplate, like, life is too fucking short.
Yeah, it is. Like, I was...
you never know.
Yeah, because I was watching the highlights from, like, when they played the Orlando Magic in the finals, and Kobe Bryant won, and he's holding his trophy and had his daughter in his arms.
Crazy, man.
And I was like...
If that doesn't hit you in the feels.
Yeah, I know, yeah. And I watched that. I was like, oh, my God, those two are dead.
They're not there anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and, like, you've always been a huge Kobe fan.
Yeah, he's...
Like, it's like, it is your, like, Gretzky in the 80s.
Yeah.
Was your Kobe in the 2000s.
Yeah. Yeah, he was.
That's wild.
Yeah, he was my favorite player, but you know, it's sad reality we're living in.
Yeah, I mean, the world's on fire.
No, it's on fire.
The world's on fire.
It's on fire.
There's nothing left for anybody to do. Or
it's a sad reality.
The sad reality we live in is awful. Within that awfulness, I guess we have two movies. Not in this podcast. We're gonna stop this. And then we're going to pop up our next... They're here somewhere. You just had them in your hands. No, over there. So, no, that's fine. The people should tune in.
Okay, so yeah. So, sorry, go ahead. You were saying?
So we had the debate for us was between Batman 1989, 4K, the remaster.
Yeah.
The 4K of Batman.
Or in the opposite direction.
In the opposite direction, Real Genius, starring another Batman, Val Kilmer. Terrific, because I have not watched this since, like I said, I think maybe 7 or 8.
Then we should watch this.
Yeah, we should definitely watch that.
Yeah.
So I get to go in completely fresh.
Yeah.
And you get to go in with like just nothing but content.
Yeah.
So I think you're gonna have a really good time talking about the movie.
I think so. Yeah. I've watched this movie so many times.
Yeah.
Even recently, I've watched it so many times.
It's right up there with Ferris Bueller for you.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's right up there.
Yeah.
So you're gonna really enjoy yourself in this one.
I hope you enjoy it.
I think I will.
Yeah.
All I really remember about it is that he's super smart, and then he's got to help some other kid in school.
Yeah.
And then that kid is kind of like a goober, and then little by little, like the thing happens. Enemies fight, like Batman fights Superman. There's a misunderstanding. They team up. They can become best buddies.
It's young prodigy comes in to Caltech.
Yeah.
And he needs and a professor gets him in. And he needs some guidance there. So he's teaming up with the smartest guy in school.
Real genius.
Real genius, which is Val Kilmer. And then they're working on that guy who got him in, that professor. They get him to work on his project.
It's like some War Gamesy shit, right?
Yeah, and then it just goes from there. It is so 80s. That's what I love about this movie so much, is that because it has some of my favorite. I love Val Kilmer. And I love 80s movies.
Yeah, I mean, it's like,
and the soundtrack.
Icon of the 80s.
Yeah, the soundtrack is pure 80s.
That's awesome.
The music is phenomenal, and it's like Batman, where the ending is just, it's unbelievable.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I can already feel it.
I'm excited because, I mean, I just like the idea that there's an 80s masterpiece out there that I'm not super familiar with.
Yeah.
I get to rewatch. Like, I know some people... might not be familiar with Weird Science. And to me, that is an 80s masterpiece that probably flew under the radar for a lot of people, the way Real Genius flew under the radar for me, right?
Yeah, and I think Weird Science is actually more... It's a more recognized movie than Real Genius is.
Probably. It very likely. Very likely. For me, I remember as a kid, I would say the last time I remember holding a Real Genius, I was looking at the cover, and it's Val Kilmer on the desk, like spinning a basketball or some shit.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's such an 80s art piece.
Yeah.
Like it's like the guy Amsel who did the Indiana Jones posters.
Oh yeah.
Like it's like a Richard Amsel drawing. And I remember looking at it thinking like maybe I'll get around to this someday and never really doing it. Like Conan the Barbarian, great movie poster, right?
Yeah.
Real Genius, great movie poster. Indiana Jones, like that's my recollection of Real Genius.
Yeah.
It was a really good movie poster.
Yeah, it's this is Val Kilmer. Like I think this is one of his like earlier. This is like before. This is right after I think Top Secret.
There are eras of Val Kilmer for me.
Yeah, and Top Gun is right after this, I think.
Top Gun is right after this.
Yeah.
There's Top Secret. There's Real Genius. There's Top Gun. There's Thunderheart. There's Salton Sea. Like there's all the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Kisses Bang Bang.
Look at like how different all those characters are.
Yeah.
But they're all so well done. Like Val
Tombstone
Kilmer is so good.
yeah.
Tombstone.
Yeah.
He's so good in all of those, and they're so different. Such an underrated megastar.
Yeah.
Man, Val Kilmer was really something.
Yeah, it's going to be. I really hope you enjoy yourself.
I'm probably going to have a really good time watching this thing. Well, we're going to do it from here. We're going to turn that guy around a little bit so we get a better angle. We'll just adjust the way we sit here. It's not going to be on video, so it will be like Ghostbusters for the last one.
It'll be
audio.
on
on iTunes, and it'll be on Google Play. And then also we're on Stitcher. We're on iHeartRadio.
Yeah.
So wherever you get a podcast, you can get us.
Yeah.
So if you do want to hear that, that will be BSFW, Barely Safe for Cinema, is what we're calling those.
Yes.
And it'll be titled Real Genius. So it'll be after like episode 143 or 44.
Yeah, that's right.
Around that, somewhere.
Yep.
Because we're at 140.
140 something. Yeah.
144 right now. So I think that's kind of it for this.
All right.
We're just going to talk about how, APN-01 is the coronavirus vaccine they're testing today.
Yeah.
And then there's a patch as well. I think we just talked about it. There's a patch.
There's a patch as well, but I think they're also taking medication for like AIDS, and they're trying to make like a mix of drugs.
Antivirals, yeah.
Yeah, so antivirals, but like they're saying
We'll see how those work.
But they said like full scale production of any vaccine. Let's say if it was like best case scenario would be like next year.
Yeah, you're looking at next summer for this to really like take effect.
Yeah, so like hopefully like now like the hope is that this will just bleed out.
Oh God, that's
but
gross.
But you know what I'm saying? Right?
I do know what you're saying.
Yeah.
That just sounds so gross.
Yeah, the virus will bleed itself out.
Things that you shouldn't do in the coronavirus pandemic: do not listen to Alex Jones.
No,
because everybody's ditched him now. He's trying to sell some sort of toothpaste.
Don't listen to anyone.
Superblow.
Yeah, so don't listen to anyone who don't listen to a crackpot, and don't listen to anyone who does not have a medical degree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Because like you're not gonna get jack shit.
No.
From any of that stuff. Hot water does nothing.
Yeah.
A sauna does nothing. Hot yoga does nothing. Alex Jones Super Blue toothpaste does nothing.
No, viruses flourish in hot environments.
Yeah, you're not
it's
like nothing's
super
gonna
hot.
happen.
Yeah, so like bacteria does anyway. But
Bacteria does.
But like, I'll say this: like the Dr. Fauci, he's great.
Yeah.
Listen to that guy.
Listen to that guy.
But
because he shakes his head.
Yeah,
a lot.
Exactly. And if you're in Canada, just do your online research. Don't listen to anybody who has a microphone in front of their face and they're in their basement.
Yeah, we are not people you should be going to for information.
No.
And people who do this are not people you should be going to for your information.
Alex Jones does not know anything.
Alex Jones is a nincompoop.
Yeah.
And do not download that fucking FBI fitness app.
No.
You hear about this thing?
Yeah.
The FBI is like, oh, it's a good time. You're at home. You should download the FBI fitness app onto your phone that you use all the time. We promise we're not spying on you.
Yeah. Or if you want, recommendation, if you want to do some like good home exercises, Orange Theory has released their exercise routines you can do at home.
That's awesome, man. Orange Theory has done it. Hemsworth has got a great routine that he did to get into shape, into Thor shape.
Yep.
So if you want to look like a god, you got to do the Hemsworth. Arnold released his. So he's got a routine that he did for like 5 or 6 exercises, 50 reps each one, no weights, all body weight workouts.
All body weights, yeah.
And they're terrific.
Yeah.
They're really good too. And it's Arnold. And it's Arnold actually demonstrating what he does in those workouts.
Did you see that one guy who made a treadmill in his kitchen?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
What?
So what he did is that he...
Is it motorized?
No, this is what he did. He took like... he went to the sink and he poured... he took some water, like 2 glasses of water. He spilled the water on the floor. Then he took some dishwashing soap and he spread it on the floor.
Of course he did.
And he went barefoot and he just walks on it and he just like... he stood in place and starts walking on it. And
cooking.
He's like, that's it. He's like...
Just cooking.
He's like, I do that for 1 hour.
I mean, if he's at a linoleum floor, he's good to go.
He's like, it's fine, yeah.
You're not going to ruin it.
Nope.
You just put some towels around so it soaks up all the water. And I guess, right? I mean, innovation and necessity is the mother of innovation. So if you really need to get into shape and you haven't got anything to do it with, why not just go nuts?
Go nuts, yeah.
Go nuts, man.
Yeah, I think next week, I think when it warms up, I think hopefully next week, at the end of next week, I'll probably drive down to the downtown to the river valley.
There you go.
And just run on the river valley.
Just give it a go.
There's be no one there.
Yeah, I mean, why not, right? I mean, look, there's lots of ways to do the social, physical distancing.
Yeah.
Get your workouts in. Try not to get a fine.
Yeah.
Don't crowd up in a dog park with 1,000 other people.
No, just even they said if you're running or something or biking, if you feel like just like this, like crisscrossing like that,
Yep.
you're not gonna catch anything.
Yeah, unless the guy spits in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, hey pal, how you doing? He hawks a loogie in you, and then you gotta chase him down.
But then, if you're on the river valley, then you can throw that guy in the river.
You can throw him in the river.
Yeah.
Dude, try not to spit on each other.
Yeah.
Be nice to each other. Like try to like be civil. Everybody in the world right now feels just like you do.
Yeah.
Everybody's frustrated. Everybody just wants to work out. Everybody just wants to be happy and feel like the world's gonna go back to normal. And it just goes better if we're just nicer to each other.
Yeah.
That's all.
No, I totally agree. Like don't like people who are like afraid of like, and I've actually read about this. Like number one, yeah, like I agree. Like just be nice to everybody. Like just be nice to each other.
Yep.
Don't panic at the grocery store. Don't panic by.
Don't panic at the disco.
Yeah, there's like oh, this is gonna run out. Nothing is gonna run out.
No, man.
Okay,
we're a first world country.
We live in Canada. It's the second biggest country in the world. We produce so much here.
Mm-hmm.
There's gonna be enough toilet paper for everybody. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, man.
Just
Great
don't.
advice.
Yeah, don't worry about it, and just hunker down, work on yourself, and you do that, you'll be fine. Okay, and step away from Netflix once in a while.
Yeah.
Do something else.
20 rule.
Yeah.
Every 20 minutes, look out your window at 20 feet or more away for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, make sure your eyes are actually working the way they're supposed to work.
Yeah.
Get that. Like, make sure they function properly. And be mentally healthy. If you need help to be mentally healthy, call a friend. If that friend doesn't want to talk to you or doesn't pick up, call a different friend.
That person's not your friend then.
That person might not be your friend.
Yeah.
Or you're really annoying. No, you're probably not really.
Yeah,
annoying. You're probably a lovable human being. Your friend's an asshole.
Yeah, and also like go outside for a walk. If it's nice where you live,
Yep.
go for a walk.
No, it's not hard to stick within the rules of proper physical distance.
Yeah, if you're worried, put a scarf around your mouth.
Put a scarf in your mouth.
Yeah,
That's good enough.
Yeah, especially if you're just going for a walk.
Yeah, it's not hard to stick to the rules.
Stick to the rules. You'll be fine.
Yeah, and conspiracy theorists, there's lots of them out there.
Yeah.
Fuck them, because they're all weird. Like, their brain works in a different way.
Yeah.
So if somebody's trying to tell you that this isn't real or the pandemic is all, like, government's getting together to, like, keep us all under control.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie, man.
No.
Just don't listen to those people. If you're getting your news from BuzzFeed on Facebook that your aunt sent you, like, fact check that shit from Snopes. Go to Snopes and fact check all your stuff. Politico is really good for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Be intelligent the way you gather your information.
Yeah, and if you don't have I don't know. I just think it's just asinine to like if you're gonna do any research, look at medical journals. Like look at even Google says Google will have a link in the Google app. It says for the updated coronavirus stuff, click here.
Exactly.
And you'll know what to follow and what not to. Like, don't look at The Verge. Look at
don't look. That's great advice.
Yeah.
Not that The Verge is awful, but
Verge is not bad.
that's not where you're gonna go for your medical advice.
No.
Like, there are lots of places you can go to on your own that are being like filtered towards you from sites like Google.
Yeah.
Yeah, that can help you get better educated.
Yeah. So just
The sky is not falling. Is
exactly.
What we're saying.
Yeah. So don't worry. Just stay inside, be healthy, and just work on yourself. Find some positives out of this.
What did we say last time? The Hadfield thing? The cure for all this shit is competence. Just be competent.
Yeah.
Be competent and be confident.
Yeah.
Or we'll get through this as a nation.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, like, we have to get through this together, because like there's people out there who are selfishly like spreading the disease because they don't know how to like stay inside.
Yeah.
they're being selfish by like not like following rules.
Well, they had bad parenting.
Yeah, exactly. So
their parents are monsters.
Yeah, so like just maintain your distance when you're going out. If you can do online shopping and then get it like delivered or pick up at the store, do that. There's certain things you can do. If you're going grocery shopping, go late.
Yeah, go super early or super late.
There's always going to be stuff for you. Everyone's like, oh, there's no like, I don't know, red meat or something like that. There's tons of stuff. Like
there's lots of stuff. You'll be fine.
Don't worry.
Don't be a douche.
Yeah, exactly.
You douche.
Yeah, if you only need one of something, take one of something.
Yeah, that's another great point. Don't hoard all that kind of stuff. We've hit all this stuff in the head.
Yeah,
Everything we just said is all just reinforcing.
Yeah.
It's reinforcing how not to be a douchebag.
Exactly.
I would imagine that as we're about to carry into our next episode, the music for this episode has been on for quite some time.
Well then, peace out.
Cool.